Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to continue with the use of shell scripts. In shell scripts, today we are going to understand the working of loops. So we are going to cover three loops: for loop, while loop, and until. So these are the three loops that we are going to study today. The very first question that comes to our mind is, why loops? Why do we need loops? So I'll give you a very simple example. Let us suppose that you want to print your name 100 times. So what you will do? We know that for printing the name, the statement that we are going to use will be echo. So we'll write echo in double quotes, we'll write our name. But if I want to do it 100 times, this means I have to repeat this statement 100 times. What if I want to do it 1000 times? So it is not practically possible to write the same statement 1000 times. So we can make use of the loops and repeat the same statement for 10 times, 100 times, or 1000 times, or whatever number of times you want. So let us start with the very first loop, which is the for loop. We are going to study two syntax for the for loop. The first syntax is for, then you write the variable name. So for variable in values. The values here is what different values do you want to work upon, or what different values can the variable take. So we write for variable name in and all the possible values. Do, then you will write all those statements that will happen for each value of the variable. And finally we'll end the for loop by using done. For example, for x in 1 space 2 space name. So this means that the variable x can take three values. In the first iteration, means for the first time the value of x will be 1, the next time value of x will be 2, and for the third time the value of x will be name. So this loop will run for 3 times. Why? Because there are 3 different values, 1, 2 and name. Each time what is going to happen is whatever we have written between the do and done statements. So each time whatever is the value of x will be printed using the echo statement. So now let us write the same code. So I'm going to name the script as for1.sh. For x in 1 space 2 space name, do what? Echo $x. So it is going to print whatever is the value of x and done. So very simple script. Change the permissions u plus x on for 1. And now if you run this, so you can see that all the 3 values are printed one by one. Similarly, if I change this a little bit, for example, you might want to create a file with the name that are assigned to x. So what you can do is use here touch $x file created with name $x. Save it, rerun. So you can see file created with name 1, file created with name 2, and file created with name ls, and we can see 1, 2 and name. There is one more syntax that you can use for the for loop. In this case, if the values have some kind of a sequence, for example, the value of x can range from 1 to 10. So the x will take the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Means there is a series, or 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So such kind of values, then it is better to use this second syntax, which is for, then you use double bracket, initialization. Initialization means what will be the initial value of the variable. Then what will be the condition under which the loop will end. Third, the increment or decrement, how you are going to change that value. if you want to increment it or you want to decrement it. For example, so here we have taken a variable x whose initial value is 0. The condition is that value of x should change from 0 till it is less than 10. So the moment the value becomes 10, the for loop will exit. And how I'm going to increment by 1. So the value of x is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on till 9. The moment it becomes 10, the for loop will end. What is going to happen? I'm simply going to print the value on the screen. So let's write this program also. For x equal to 0, x less than 10, x plus plus. Do what? Print the value on the screen and done. Change the permission. Now if you run this, so you can see here 0, 1, 2, so on up to 9. So the value of x started from 0, incremented by 1 till it is less than 10. Now here's a practice question. So write a shell script to count the number of files passed at command line. So we are going to take the input from the user at command line, and then we are going to tell the user how many names out of those belong to files. So I'm going to tell the count. So let us write a program for this, for 3.sh. So since I need to count how many files are specified by the user, we don't know how many parameters can the user pass at the command line. Okay, so I need to make use of $* positional parameter. If you remember from the last lecture, $* contains all the names passed at the command line. Okay, so you need not to worry how many arguments the user is going to pass. So you can use for x in $*. So x will get the names passed by the user one by one. So what I'm going to do is if minus f $x. So I'm going to check whether that entry is a file name or not. If yes, then I need to count how many files are there. So what I'm going to do is declare a variable count whose initial value is 0. So if the file is there, then we are going to increment the variable count by 1. So $count plus 1. So this is how you are going to do it. And then close if, no need for the else part. Done. Print the value, total number of files are $count. Compile it. First change the permissions, u plus x for 3.sh. Run it. Now you need to know how many files are there. So let us suppose / for 3.sh. So I know that if 1 is a file, if 1.sh, for 1.sh is a file, dir is not, 1, 2, 3, no such entry is there. So 2 out of these are files, 2 are not. So you can see total number of files are 2. If I rerun this, now let's suppose I add another quotes.sh is a file. So the answer should be now 3, right? The next loop is the while loop. The while loop, the syntax is a little different. We'll use while and then the condition. It's a kind of if that is being checked again and again. With if we can check the condition only once, but if we want to do it over and over again, then we can use the while loop. Now, one of the statement should be such that the condition within the while loop ultimately becomes false. Otherwise, the script will get stuck in the while loop. The system will get stuck in the while loop. Because if the condition is true, then this do and done part, whatever statements are there between do and done, will be executed. If the condition is false, then it will come out of the while loop. So you have to write one statement at least which makes the condition false. For example, if you look at this, so what I have done is initially there is a variable x whose value is 1. Then I have checked the condition while the value of x is less than 10. So if the value of x is less than 10, which is it is only 1, do what? Do certain tasks. What is the task? Echo $x. So I'm going to print the value of x. Now if I close this loop here only, the condition will never become false and the loop will go on executing. So what I have done is I have increased the value of x by 1. So that ultimately it will become what? From 1 it will move to 2, 3, 4, 5. Ultimately it is going to become 10 and 10 is not less than 10. Then the while condition will become false and the control will come out of the while loop and your script will end. So if I write the code for while, x is equal to 1, while, remember to give space, $x is less than 10, do what? Echo $x. And let's suppose I don't change the condition. I don't change or write any statement which is going to make the condition false. So what is going to happen? It will get stuck in a infinite loop. So if I change the permissions for while, run it, so you see it is going to print 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and it is continuously executing. How to end it? Control C. Okay, why this happened? Because we have not put up any condition or any statement which is going to change the value of x such that it ultimately is either greater than or equal to 10. So what I'm going to do is write one statement here, x is equal to for x plus 1. So this is going to change the value of x one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on up to 10. Now if I run it, so you see here the value of x goes from 1 till 9. The moment it becomes 10, the condition becomes false and the control jumps out of the while loop. The last loop is until. So the syntax is almost similar to the while loop, but the difference is in while loop, while the condition was true, the statements within do and done were executed. But in until, while the conditions are false, the statements between do and done will be executed. So until the condition is true, do what? This. Whatever is there between do and done. So here's an example for this. So you see similar example, x is equal to 1. Now what I have written with the condition is until $x is greater than or equal to 10. So until this is true, until value of x is greater than or equal to 10, do what? Echo $x and you keep on incrementing the value of x. So here also you need to write one or at least one statement which is going to ultimately make the condition change from true to false or from false to true. So let us rerun this. So I'm going to write the code for until. So same code, x is equal to 1 until the value of x is greater than or equal to 10. Do what? So until it is true, do what? Echo $x and increment the value of x by 1 so that ultimately the value of x becomes equal to or greater than 10. Done. Save it. Change the permissions until right. So again 1 to 10.
So that was all about shell scripts. In the next video, we will go through a few practice questions based upon shell scripting.